Good morning, dear students. Welcome to our Zoology online class. I hope you are very happy. See, the last class we studied about different types of asexual reproduction. Okay, so in the asexual reproduction types means there are different types we studied in the last class. For example, the fission. Fission is divided into two types: binary fission, multiple fission, sporulation, fragmentation, budding. Like that, different types of asexual reproduction we have studied in the last class. Okay, and already I told you in asexual reproduction only one parent only involved. Okay, only one parent organism's body is dividing into two or more than two number of young organisms. Okay, and there is no role for any gametes or any sex cells in asexual reproduction. Okay, so today we are going to study about sexual reproduction. Okay, sexual reproduction meaning in this type of reproduction, both gametes or both sex cells are involved. Both gametes are fusing togetherly or joining togetherly and producing a new organism. Okay, so this type of reproduction is called sexual reproduction. So in sexual reproduction, both male and female gametes are involved, and these two gametes are fusing togetherly and forming a zygote, and from the zygote only a new organism is developing. Understand? So this type of reproduction is called sexual reproduction. Understand? So in sexual reproduction, two parents are involved, both father and mother. Okay, both father and mother is involved. Understand? And in some organism, a single or a parent only involved, but that single parent producing both gamete, both male and female gamete are produced by a single parent. Understand what I mean? So a sexual reproduction meaning the fusion of both male and female gametes to produce the zygote, and from the zygote a new organism is developed. This is called sexual reproduction. Understand what I mean? So today we are going to study about different types of sexual reproduction. Actually, the sexual reproduction is classified into two major categories. One is conjugation and second is syngamy. Here conjugation, you can see this type of sexual reproduction in some simple organisms like bacteria. Okay, so here conjugation meaning in this type of reproduction, two cells or two organisms are coming close and they are exchanging their nucleic material. So just imagine this is one bacteria and this is another one bacteria. So these two bacterial cells are coming closer and forming a tube-like structure. Name of this tube-like structure is called conjugation tube. This tube-like structure is called the conjugation tube. Understand that? And some part of the nucleic acid or nucleic material is exchanged from this cell to this cell or from this cell to this cell. Okay, so each organisms are exchanging a small portion of the nucleic acid is exchanging between one organism to another organism. So this type of reproduction is called sexual reproduction. Understand? Then the organisms which are involved in this conjugation process is called conjugates. Now these two cells or these two organisms are called conjugates. And after exchanging their nucleic material, they are separated. After exchanging the nucleic material, they are separated. Understand that? So once again repeat, conjugation meaning is a type of sexual reproduction. In this type of sexual reproduction, two organisms are coming closer and forming a conjugation tube. Through this conjugation tube, both organisms exchanging a small portion of the nucleic material from one cell to another cell. Understand? After exchanging the nucleic materials, the cells are separated. Understand? An example for this type of reproduction, we can see this type of reproduction in bacterial cells. Understand that? So that's all about this conjugation. And the second type of sexual reproduction is called syngamy, otherwise called fertilization. Syngamy is otherwise called fertilization. Fertilization meaning, already I told you, the fusion of both male and female gamete to form a zygote is called fertilization. Okay, the fusion of both male and female gamete to form a zygote is called fertilization. Understand that? This fertilization process is classified into two important categories or two major categories. The first one is external fertilization, the second one is internal fertilization. So, based on the place where both male and female gametes are fusing. Okay, so based on the place where the male and female gametes are fusing, this fertilization process is classified into external fertilization and internal fertilization. External fertilization and internal fertilization. So here, external fertilization meaning the both male and female gametes are fusing or joining outside the body of the female parent. Okay, so male and female gametes are fusing outside the body of the female. That means maybe in water or maybe in air or maybe in soil. Understand? So this type of fertilization is called external fertilization. Example, fishes. Okay, the both male and female fishes are releasing their gamete or sex cells in the water, and inside the water only these two gametes are fusing. So this type of fertilization is called external fertilization. So external fertilization meaning the fusion of both male and female gamete outside the body of the female parent is called external fertilization. Example, fishes. Second one is internal fertilization. Here, internal fertilization meaning the process of fusion of both male and female gamete in the body of the female parent. Okay, both male sex cell and female sex cell both are fusing or joining inside the female parent is called internal fertilization. Example, we can say human beings. Okay, example, we can say human beings. So I said the definition for this external and internal fertilization. Hope you understood. Then next, this syngamy is divided into different types. These are the different types of syngamy: autogamy, exogamy, hologamy, padogamy, merogamy, isogamy, and anisogamy. So these are the different types of syngamy, and these questions are very important for 2 mark questions. So listen very carefully. See autogamy. Autogamy means if the both male sex cell and female sex cell, or both male gamete and female gamete is produced by a single parent, it is called autogamy. It is called autogamy. Example, you can say paramecium. Paramecium is the example for autogamy. So autogamy meaning both male sex cell or male gamete and female gamete both are produced by the same organism, produced by a single parent, is called autogamy. Then second one is exogamy, meaning the process of production of both male and female gamete in different parents. That means the male parent producing male gamete and the female parent producing female gamete. So this type of syngamy is called exogamy. So you can easily understand the differences between the autogamy and exogamy. Autogamy meaning both sex cells or both gametes are produced by the same organism. Here exogamy meaning both sex cells or both gametes are produced by the different parents or different organisms. Then next one is hologamy. See, in some small simple organism, okay, in some simple organism, for example, maximum in the unicellular microorganism, they will not produce any gamete or any sex cells. They themselves behave as a gamete. Okay, they themselves behave as a gamete and involved in the fusion process. So this type of syngamy is called hologamy. This type of syngamy is called hologamy. So in some simple organism, some organisms cannot produce, they will not produce any gamete. So they themselves behave as a gamete and involved in the process, fusion process. So it is called hologamy. Then second one is padogamy. Next one is called padogamy. See, padogamy meaning the sexual union or the sexual fusion of young organisms which are produced immediately after the division of parent cell. See, just imagine the parent. Okay, so this parent is divided into two. So two young ones are produced. These two young ones are immediately involved in the sexual union. These two young ones are immediately involved in the sexual union. So this type of syngamy is called padogamy. So padogamy meaning the sexual union of young organisms which are produced immediately after the division of parent cell or parent organism is called padogamy. Then next one is merogamy. Next question is merogamy, meaning the fusion of small size and morphologically different gametes. Okay, the size of the gamete is very small, and the male and female gamete are entirely different. Okay, so morphologically different and small sized gamete, the fusion of small sized morphologically different gamete is called merogamy. The next question, isogamy. Isogamy meaning the fusion of both gametes. Okay, both male and female gamete are similar or identical. The fusion of similar morphologically and physiologically similar or identical gamete is called isogamy, and the last one is anisogamy. Anisogamy meaning the fusion of dissimilar gametes. Dissimilar gamete meaning the morphologically and physiologically both are not equal, different. Okay, so that gamete fusion is called anisogamy. So hope you understood all these two more questions. So these are the different types of syngamy. Okay, so these are the different types of syngamy. So I hope you all understood all these points. Okay, so now we completed the sexual reproduction, types of sexual reproduction we have completed now. The next topic is phases of life cycle. Maximum in the life cycle of higher organisms, we can see three phases or three stages. The first stage is called juvenile stage, otherwise called vegetative stage. Juvenile stage otherwise called vegetative stage. Here, juvenile or vegetative stage meaning the period between the birth to reproductive stage. The next stage is called reproductive stage. So the period between the birth to reproductive stage is called juvenile period, otherwise called vegetative period. And the second phase is called a reproductive phase. Reproductive phases meaning the period when an organism ready to produce their young ones. And that period is called reproductive phase. That period is called reproductive phase. Understand? That based on the time of reproduction or based on the season of reproduction, the reproductive phase is the organisms are classified into two types. One is seasonal breeder and second one is continuous breeder. So based on the time of breeding or based on the time of reproduction, the organisms are classified into two types. One is seasonal breeder and the second one is continuous breeder. Here seasonal breeder means some organisms producing their young ones only in a particular season. For example, frog. Frog can produce their young ones during the rainy season. So this type of organisms are called seasonal breeders. And the second one is called continuous breeder. Some organisms can produce their young ones in any time, any period or any seasons. Continuously they can produce their young ones. So that organisms are called continuous breeder. It's called continuous breeder. Understand you? So now we have completed two phases in the life cycle. First one is the juvenile phase and the second one is the reproductive phase. And the last phase is called sessile phase. So this phase begins at the end of the reproductive stage. Okay, so this phase begins at the end of the reproductive stage. So the life cycle of maximum higher organism has three important phases. First phase is called juvenile phase, otherwise called a reproductive phase. Second phase is called a reproductive phase, and the last phase is called sessile phase. Understand my students? So I hope you all understood all these points. Then the next topic, parthenogenesis. Listen very carefully. Many important 2 mark and 3 mark questions are there. See parthenogenesis. Here parthenogenesis meaning development of young organism from a unfertilized egg is called parthenogenesis. The process of development of new organism from a unfertilized egg is called parthenogenesis. Maximum, the new organisms are developed from the fertilized egg. Fertilized egg means the fusion of both male and gametes are joining together, and the egg is converted into a zygote. From the zygote only, the new organisms are produced. Okay, it's natural sexual reproduction. But in some organisms are developed. Okay, in some organisms, the young ones are developed from unfertilized egg without any fertilization. So this process is called parthenogenesis. This parthenogenesis is classified into two types. One is artificial parthenogenesis and the second one is natural parthenogenesis. Artificial parthenogenesis and natural parthenogenesis. So here artificial parthenogenesis meaning the unfertilized egg is stimulated by some chemicals or by some physical stimuli. So the unfertilized egg is stimulated to produce new young ones. So here this stimulation is given by some chemicals or by some physical stimuli. So the unfertilized egg is stimulated by some chemicals or by some physical stimulation to produce or to develop new organism. So this type of parthenogenesis is called artificial parthenogenesis. So just imagine this unfertilized egg. Okay, so some physical stimulation or some chemical is applied in this unfertilized egg. Okay, so from the egg, finally what happening? The young organism is developing. So it is called artificial fertilization. Sorry, artificial parthenogenesis. Then, so next one is natural parthenogenesis. Natural parthenogenesis meaning in some organisms' life cycle, the parthenogenesis process is automatically naturally happening. So it is called natural parthenogenesis. Okay, so in some organisms' life, the parthenogenesis process is happening in the particular time. Understand? And this natural parthenogenesis is divided into two types. One is complete parthenogenesis and incomplete parthenogenesis. Listen very carefully. This natural parthenogenesis is divided into two types. One is complete parthenogenesis and next one is incomplete parthenogenesis. Here, complete parthenogenesis meaning, see, in this type of parthenogenesis, only the female organism is involved. There is no role for any male organism. Only the female organism involved in the parthenogenesis process and producing new organism. There is no role for male organism in this parthenogenesis. So this type of parthenogenesis is called complete parthenogenesis. And the second type of parthenogenesis is called incomplete. Second type of natural parthenogenesis is called incomplete parthenogenesis. Here incomplete parthenogenesis meaning in some organisms life, both sexual reproduction and parthenogenesis type of reproduction, both type of reproduction takes place. Okay, so some organisms producing their young ones by using sexual method, sexual reproduction method, and also by using the parthenogenesis process. So this type of parthenogenesis is called incomplete parthenogenesis. Example, we can say here honeybee. You all know honeybee. There are three types of honeybees are there: queen bee, worker bee, and drone bees. Okay, queen bee, worker bee, and drone bee. These are the three varieties of honeybees. Here, this queen bee and the worker bee, both bees are developed from the fertilized egg by sexual reproduction. But the drone bees or the male bees are developed from the unfertilized egg by parthenogenesis process. So, hope you understood the difference between these two. Here, complete parthenogenesis meaning only one parent, the female parent organism, only responsible for the production of new organism. There is no role for male partner. But in incomplete parthenogenesis, both type of reproduction, both the parthenogenesis type of reproduction and also the sexual type of reproduction, both reproduction are involved in some parthenogenesis. So, some organisms, so they are called incomplete parthenogenesis. Example, honeybee. In honeybee, the queen bees and the worker bees are developed from the fertilized egg by sexual reproduction, and the drone bees are developed from the unfertilized egg by parthenogenesis. Understand a few? So hope you understood about this parthenogenesis. Many 2 more questions are there. Okay. Then the last topic of today's class is say, based on the place where the young one is developing, or the place based on the place where the embryo is developing, the organisms are classified into 3 types. Okay. Say first one is oviparous organism, viviparous organism, and ovoviviparous organism. Listen very carefully. See, based on the place where the embryo or the embryo is developing, the organisms are classified into oviparous, viviparous, and ovoviviparous organisms. Here, oviparous organism meaning all the egg-laying organisms are called oviparous organisms. Okay, so some organisms producing their young ones by laying egg. The egg is laid outside the mother body. And outside the mother body only the embryo is or the young one is developing inside the egg. So this type of organism is called oviparous organism. Okay, and example we can say the amphibians, fishes, and also in the bats. Okay, so in all these organisms the embryo is developing inside the egg. The egg only catched out or emerged into a new organism. From the egg only the new organism is emerged out. Then, in some organisms, the egg is covered with a very hard shell, and in some organisms, the egg is not covered with any hard shell. For example, the amphibian egg. The amphibian eggs are not covered with any hard shell, but the bat eggs are covered with very hard shell. So, oviparous meaning the organisms are producing their young ones by laying the egg. That means the embryo is developed inside the egg. Then next one is viviparous. Next organism is called viviparous. Organisms which are laying their young one or the organisms which are delivering their young ones directly from the uterus is called viviparous organism. These organisms are called viviparous organisms. So when in this type of organism, the embryo is developing inside the uterus of the female or inside the uterus of the mother. And when they are developing inside the uterus, they are receiving their nutrients through the placenta. Placenta meaning is a tube-like structure connecting the embryo and the mother. So through this placenta only, the mother supplying the nutrients to the developing embryo. So the organisms which are producing or releasing their young ones directly is called viviparous organism. And the last one is ovoviviparous. Here ovoviviparous meaning in this type of organism, the young organism or the embryo is developing inside the egg. But the egg is remaining inside the body of the female until they are ready to catch. Understand of you? So the embryo is developing inside the egg, but the egg is present inside the parent body. Okay, inside the mother's body. When this egg is released, when the embryo is ready to catch, the egg is released from the parent body. Understand? But here in oviparous organism, the egg is laid outside. Okay, so outside only the embryo is developing inside the egg. But here the embryo is developed inside the egg, but the egg is present inside the mother's body. Understand of you? So this type of organism is called ovoviviparous. Here also one difference is there between this viviparous and ovoviviparous. Here the embryo is developing inside the uterus, and the developing embryo is getting or receiving their young ones through the placenta. I told you. Okay, but here the embryo is also developing inside the uterus. Inside the egg is present inside the mother's body, but here there is no placenta connection. Understand? So the developing embryo getting their nutrients from the egg. Okay, from the egg. Understand? The mother is not supplying the nutrients through the placenta. Here there is no placenta. Understand you? So based on the place where the embryo is developing, now the embryo is developing, the organisms are classified into oviparous, viviparous and ovoviviparous. Understand, my dear students? Understand? So today we have completed totally 4 topics. The first one is sexual reproduction. So in this topic we have studied different types of sexual reproduction. Okay, the sexual reproduction, there are 2 types of major reproductions. Okay, major sexual reproduction is conjugation and syngamy. Then there are different types of syngamy is there. These are the different types of syngamy. Then the next topic we studied is phases of life cycle. In maximum higher organism life cycle, there are 3 phases are there. First phase is called juvenile or vegetative phase. Second one is called reproductive phase, and the last phase is called sessile phase. And the next topic we studied is parthenogenesis. 2 types of parthenogenesis is called artificial and natural. Here parthenogenesis meaning development of young ones or young organism from an unfertilized egg is called parthenogenesis. Okay, there are 2 types, artificial parthenogenesis and natural parthenogenesis. The natural parthenogenesis is again classified into complete and incomplete parthenogenesis, and finally we studied about these 3 organisms based on the place where the embryo is developing or the young one is developing. The organisms are classified into oviparous, viviparous and ovoviviparous. I hope you all understood today's class. Dear students, study today mainly 2 mark question, 3 mark question and 1 or 2 5 mark questions also we have studied. So today itself try to complete this course. Understand? So be safe. We will meet in the next class. Thank you.